So good morning, great souls. Here with Happy Chapper, and I wasn't sure where I stood with this, uh, because I've been questioning myself over the last day and a half, and it just popped into my head, and I wasn't sure if I would speak about it or not because I didn't want to be talking about something that I wasn't sure of myself. But I'm sure of now because it wasn't something that I thought up of my own, it just came to me. And what that was forgiveness. And the question was, is there such a thing as forgiveness? And I looked at it and I observed and I went over it and over it and over it in my head, thinking about it, observing it, looking at the pattern of everything and where it comes from and why would you forgive? What would be the reasoning of forgiving? And then I looked at myself and how I am as a person, and well, normally you have to forgive because you're hurt in some way or another by something or someone, by actions outside of yourself, in how you perceive them. And obviously that comes up with crossing your beliefs. And it brought me to think, well, when that's happened to me, and how I stay happy within myself is I don't focus on what's went wrong. Yes, I look at it and I analyze it and I see what I can do to change that for the future if it was to arise again. But is that forgiving? As if I think about what had actually happened and stay focused on that thought of what had happened that caused me to feel in the way I was feeling with my beliefs being crossed, would I have really forgiven? And I came up with no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have forgiven at all. Um, all I'd have done is forgotten. And I believe that's what we do, we forget. Forgiving is forgetting. And then that brought me to a mix of, well, forgetting, forgiving. So you're forgiving because you're forgetting about it. So the truth of the matter is you forget. Because no matter what you have struggled through in life, if you took yourself to that place, and took yourself to them feelings that you were feeling at that time, which you can do, then you would not be feeling forgiveness. You would be feeling how you felt at that time. So that brought me to love. Love is forgiveness. Because to move forward and forget, but knowing the truth is love. We love to move forward from the pain. We love to leave it where it's not wanted. Now, if that pain isn't looked at, it becomes a build-up of a disease within us. So then it's not forgiven. So as I do, I believe, which clears that, and so I can go back to old ways or habits or things that has happened and see them without getting caught into a feeling about it. Is the analysing of it. Looking at why it had happened and what was the reasons behind it and what I could do to make a difference if it were to happen again. As I've done with this forgiveness, I've looked at it, analysed it, and brought more of an understanding to it with myself. Now, there may be someone who's watched the start of this and didn't watch the rest, as they would feel they were a good soul and good at heart, and they may be. But they may not have liked the fact that I questioned forgiveness. So they may not have watched on. Which would make me question about that person. For example, you're taking a half-assed story. Did you believe in your own perceptions of what you have a half-assed took from the video instead of playing all the video out to find out the result? So forgiveness, my truth would be it's love. Well, it's a combination, isn't it? It's analysing everything that's happened, moving forward, forgetting, yet knowing all the truth of it all, which becomes love. Loving one another, to forget each other's sins that we create through our own beliefs and opposition beliefs that crisscross each other. So we produce sin on each other, as we describe it as the body, when all it is truth. Truth that needs to be analysed so we can move forward in love, peace, and harmony. that's forgiveness. Moving forward with the truth. Now, as you move forward with the truth, if someone done you wrong and showed no difference in who they were and their character and kept being that type of a person, then you would keep moving forward away from that person, as you would see that their beliefs don't match in with yours. So you move further away from that field, as you're now attracted to it. It's not your way of being, and in the truth of it all, you move away from it. And that's the love of it, because you love yourself enough to take yourself away from the pain that it could cause, because you've seen it before. You have forgiven that person by moving forward and not interacting with their bullshit anymore. Or happenings, if it a workplace, a relationship, or whatever it may be, that has caused such conflict in you, then you move forward away from it after you've analysed it. And if it appears again, you analyse it again. You analyse the situation, or you analyse the person. Has it changed? Is it moving forward within them, not just you? As it has to move forward in your surroundings for you to be able to move forward. Or it's going to cross with your beliefs in time. So forgiveness is about movement, moving forward, and yet knowing that truth, which is love, that lets go of it all, by bringing yourself that happiness from taking yourself to a place that respects your beliefs. I guess when we look at it this way, there's quite a bit to forgiveness. It's not just one word, yet it is, but it resembles around so many more, with many more meanings. It brings a wholeness, but when you look at it, isn't that people? We all have our own beliefs. And we all come together as a unity, as beings, disrupting the world, crossing our paths with our beliefs, and being so strongly stuck in them that we cause pain, that we have to fight for love. Maybe you want to think about it, maybe you don't. This is just my view. I believe it's letting go, moving forward, is forgiveness and forgetting. But the thing is, you have to understand that you never truly forget. It's a placement that you put to one side that you could come back to. It's a knowing. And if the situation or that person comes back into your field, then you can step back into that and analyse that compared to where they are at the moment, time, or the situation, whatever it may be. So, as negative as it is, it can be a positive to have and to hold on to. But only if you've analysed it and filtered that system, so you're not trapped in a feeling towards it. So when you go back to grab it and look at it and analyse it in comparison to what you're seeing now, then you know attached feelings to that past. You filtered them out by looking at the whole story and why such happened the way it happened. Now, just for example, it was someone done you something wrong and you thought awful thoughts about that person and it made you feel sick inside. Well, when you've analysed it and got the story of why it happened and what was your part in it, because you always play a part in it, no matter what. No matter how much you think that was all this person, that person, or whatever, it was you who brought the feelings and all upon you. It was you that brought yourself to that situation. No matter what you say, you brought yourself there. So you have to take responsibility for that. And when you take that responsibility, another part, then you start to see that's what I was doing. If I hadn't went there, if I hadn't done this, then that wouldn't have happened. Then I wouldn't have been able to do this, or this wouldn't have happened in this scene. It was all what I was doing. So when you have seen what the person does, that's just a reflection of who they are. It's not the controller of how you feel. But when you see how you've went to that situation and how you were and how you got into that situation and how this person or scene comes up again, are you going to be getting back into that situation that made you feel so ugh? Or are you going to step away from it? Or has something changed? Has the person changed? Has the scene changed in who they are or what the scene is that feels different? That you could manage it without going back into them old ways of feelings that was in that past scene? And if so, then maybe you want to take it on. Maybe you don't. That'll be up to you. But being aware of your past scene, you will know that you could get dragged into that at any time. So you have to be always aware. Being with love, truth, by respecting yourself and your own beliefs. Anyway, that's just me, my rambling, my beliefs. Happy chappy, love and peace.